Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Noxus map generator on Viewer Wednesday. This replay was sent to me by one of you, so shout out to them. Their name is down in the description of the video. Let's go ahead without further ado. We have 14 players to introduce. We'll start with Team 1 on the northwestern side, then we'll end with Team 2 on the southeastern side of the map. Take a look at Team 1's northeastern player. First, we have the Liberator in Batman Gray. He is an Aeon for this match as a 1200. To his southwest in Light Octane, we have the UEF of Rick. He is playing as a 1300. In Ruby Red to his next door, it is Mevin playing as a UEF as well. He is a 1300. And rounding out Team 1, we have in glow-in-the-dark green, at least on the front line, we have BRSD CCC 97. He's playing as a Seraphim for this match as a 2200. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. To his north, we have in Regal Purple, it is Darabus playing as a Seraphim as well. He is a 1400. And rounding out the midline, we have in Imperial Gray, it is Ruling. He's playing as an Aeon. He is a 1200. In the rear guard slot here for Team 1, we have in Snow White, it is Blarg 6516 playing as a Cybran. He is a 1300. So for Team 1's side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 1 Cybran. They also have 2 Aeon and 2 Seraphim. That is a 1, not a 2. So all the factions are represented on Team 1's side of the map. Definitely about the evenest it could be, given it's an odd number of players with an even number of factions. Take a look at Team 2's frontline in the southwest first. We have in lightish red pink, it is Rekather. He's playing as an Aeon for this match. He is a 1500. In Tropical Ocean Blue, in the middle here for Team 2, it is Thurnis Haley playing as a UEF. He is a 1900. He's the highest rated player on Team 2. In Emerald Green to his northeast, it is the Cybran of Green Hat, aptly named there. He is a 1000 rated. And then rounding out Team 2's front line, we have in Amethyst Purple, it is Amaterasu playing as an Aeon. He is an 1100. Moving on to the midline for Team 2, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, it is Twitchy Mofo playing as a 1600 as a UEF. Again, he is in Pac-Man Yellow. And next door to him, we have in Rust, it is Spectreslave 137 playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1600. And in the rear guard slot here for Team 2, we have in Forest Green, the best color, of course. It is Hyper 2001 playing as a Seraphim. He is an 1100. So for Team 2's side of the map, they also have 2 UEF. They also have 1 Cybran. They also have 2 Aeon, and they also have 2 Seraphim. So the exact same distribution in factions for both teams, which means all the factions are present, and no team has an advantage in UEF tech or Aeon tech or whatever technology versus the other. So it's definitely going to be an even game. Now, that doesn't mean that's going to be Aeon v Aeon or Cybran v Cybran everywhere, but at least in terms of the distribution, it is even nonetheless. And for these 14 players on the map, let's take a look at a reclaim situation currently sitting at 93,000 mass in reclaim. That is a metric ton of reclaim around the map. It is the everywhere around this map, and that makes it out to 14 players. I'm trying to do math in my head. 5,000 would be 7K, 70K, about like close to 7K mass per player. 7, 6, I don't know, some 6,000 something mass for players each. That's a lot of reclaim. It's a lot of reclaim, and it's not everywhere. There are the ponds that have nothing in them, but honestly, most of the reclaim is about, this half of the map down here in the southwest. There are some spots up here on this upper plateau, 1,200 right there, 1,500 there. We have a couple of 900 in the northeast, that sort of thing. So there is some reclaim to be had pretty much everywhere, but the majority of it is in that southwestern side, which we obviously see a decent majority of players headed in that direction. And I'm not crazy because I checked multiple times before I did this replay or did this cast. This looks similar to another cast I did either last week or 2 weeks ago. It is not The game happened on the 24th of October, so there's just no way time-wise that it could have been that same match. So if the players or the map looks similar, it is a different game. I have checked. I don't know how many times I had to restart the recording just to make sure that it was a different game. But we'll take a look at where players are headed off to in this game. Before that, though, we'll talk about the additional mexes on the map. There are a couple of twin mexes in the southwest. There's a just splattering of mexes in the middle there along the center line. There's a twin mex position, sorry, trimex position there and there. And there is a trimex position in the northeast as well. So there's some clumpage of mexes to be had for these players. But again, the majority of the extra additional middle mexes are going to be in the middle of the map. And that kind of looks like a dog or a Squidward in the middle of the map. You have the eyes and the nose and the mouth with the afro. It makes me think Squidward. But it kind of has like a dog face almost. Anyway, just food for thought there. In terms of calm distribution, we have 3 players from Team 1 over here to the southwest, 3 players here from Team 2. It's going to be Team 2's Twitchy Mofo, Hyper, and Rekather versus Team 1's BRS, Mevin, and Darabus is on Team 1 over there. Towards the middle of the map, we have a 1v1 versus Rick and Thurnis, and then in the northeast, we have Team 2's Amaterasu, who's going for a gun upgrade as we speak, and he's facing off against Team 1's Liberator. I will note that Team 2's Green Hat is going for a T2 upgrade as we speak, with a gun upgrade started for Darabus as well. We do see a couple of forces inbound from Team 1's BRS to harass the southwestern side. Just look at all of those rocks over there in the southwest. Look at all of them. Look at all of them dotted around the map. I've seen crazier, to be fair, but this is a lot of rocks in the middle of the desert. Thought it was all sand, but I guess not. In terms of players who haven't left their main bases or decided to go any one way or the other, we do see Spectral Slave for Team 2's hanging out in his base. Team 1, we see no movement outbound from both Ruling and from Blarg. And then, yes, Green Hat has kind of shifted northward. He hasn't decided to go west or east yet in terms of going to the middle or going to the northeast, but he is hanging out going for T2 Engineering Suite, so maybe he'll go northward and maybe push that line. We do see Nanos now started for Team 1's Darabus, being assisted by Mevin and some engineers from Darabus, getting those upgrades nice and soon rather than later, so he doesn't get blitzed down by somebody on Team 2 or some things on Team 2. And it looks like Team 2 isn't really coagulating together in terms of commanders like Team 1 is, at least right here. The other one on Team 1 from BRS in the southwest, not really deciding on if he wants to be over here or over here or over here. But he's kind of just walking back and forth. Looks like he's maybe going to go for a couple of mixes and then maybe try to grab that trimix that's down here. And again, it'll be nice, those extra mixes for those 2 players, but they are kind of far and removed from where most of the action happens. It's kind of the path of least resistance for teams. We're like, oh, I can just go this way, and I don't have to go all the way around. So we'll probably see more action around the ponds than we will maybe in the southwest corner. That's still to be thought about and fought over and whatnot, but probably not as much as the more kind of middle sections of the map. We do see Gun in T2 is done for Rick. He's going to try to grab the Squidward Plateau section, and then Thurnis going to hang out over there on the opposite side. Gun started now for Mevin after assisting with the upgrades for Darabus. We do see Shield has been started for Amaterasu. He has range and speed on board. Separate upgrades, of course, because he's Aeon. So he's on an Aeon mini-tank short-range sniper. He's not on the long-range sniper yet. We do see Gun started for Team 2's Twitchy Mofo. And in a game with 14 players, I am a little surprised we have not seen ComVcom action. Usually it's pretty early. It's about the 5 to 6 minute mark. We're already almost at 9 minutes, and no one has made a direct impact on somebody's commander, whether overcharge or otherwise. And we do see Shield now being built for Team 2's Rekather. He's not going for speed or even range yet. He's going for Shield. Definitely not the upgrade I would expect first out of an Aeon commander, but hey, get the protection up sooner. That's not a bad call, to be honest. T2 started from Mevin's comm, and it looks like a lot of forces from Rekather are starting to hang out down here in the southwest. In terms of rig out air slot, we have T2 air started T3 for Hyper, and T3 has been started for Spectre as well. And in the rig out air slot here for Team 1, we have a T3 air in suite already online. Not suite, but facility online for Blarg. T2 air started here for Team 1's rulings, going for some gunships. But T3 air already online for Team 1. That is very early. We could see a lot of harassment in the air from Team 1 sooner rather than later for Team 2 to deal with. We do see Rick being completely surrounding Thurnis Haley's commander and killing off the highest rated player on Team 2 out of the gate at 10 minutes. We have gunships over the top, gonna get some revenge for Team 2's Thurnis. He might make it to the pond. There are more gunships coming in. Bombers inbound. Interceptor's gonna try to hold those gunships at bay. They're gonna kill off maybe a couple of them, but it's gonna be a murder, technically suicide, but more of a delayed suicide. He thought about his actions and thought it over and made other decisions later. And he does have a T2 engineering suite and that first veterancy, so it's going to give him those extra 2,000 hit points to stay alive a little bit longer. Oh, they don't get him. They thought they would get him with that little burst. They don't get him with that little burst, and they do get him with that last little burst of it. Not all of them wanted to die in the explosion, which makes sense. But now it is a 6v6 game. Team 2 lost Thurnis Haley first, and then Brick after that. But I will note that it was a 1,300 trading its life for a 1,900 in favor for Team 1 in terms of the lesser of the two ratings being lost. So for those of you who track and care about, ratings and whatnot, and ratings do matter. I'm not saying that they don't. But, some games somebody could play as a 1,100 as a, 18, and sometimes you can play as an 1,800 as an 1,100. So, every game is different regardless of rating. But gun started for Rector. He has the Aeon Sniper mini tank configuration now online with the shield upgrade at 8,000 hit points. Team 2 is being forced back. Twitchy Mofo and Darabus going at it once again. And it looks like a lot of forces from Team 2's Rector. Not really much from Twitchy. I don't know what he's up to specifically. He does have T3 land already online, so maybe he tried to blitz for T3 land and we want to build some Percys sooner rather than later. I'd love to see that. Love to see some Percys running around. We have T2 being built on board the UEF naval facility, soon to be headquarters from Mevin. Going to get those cruisers online. That's going to be a nice area denial for Team 1, trying to lock out Team 2 of some more of the exterior parts of the map. Hyper getting a nice little facility online for engineers for probably just reclaim purposes. Looks like he's going to get a land headquarters online or just a T2 facility and go from there. He has T3 air online, so does his teammate of Spectre Slave. Looking at anybody else if they did any sort of T3 air movements, which it looks like they did not, and it looks like that's also land. So yeah, T2 still online for ruling, not going for T3 yet. Northeast, a lot of momentum in favor for Team 2. Looks like it's kind of slowed down a little bit, but Amaterasu has now grabbed the corner and has to make that sharp turn west to start pushing in on the Team 1's northern side. We do see gun started for Spectre Slave on board his commander. And then still forces grouping together for Team 1 and Team 2. It actually looks a lot better for Team 2, to be honest. But still, it is a lot of them down there. That's starting to maybe cause some issues for maybe Team 2. Considering a lot of these are actually T2 units, not T1. And there's a lot of units here for Team 2, but there's not a lot of staying power because there's Aurora and they're tinfoil anyways, so not looking good in Team 2's direction down there. And Twitchy Mofo is killed off by Darabus. Ooh, that's not great for Team 1. They lose out, for Team 2, they lose out on another player on the center as well. They lost this player here, and now they've lost, he's in the back a little bit, but still kind of in the middle nonetheless. And now with this momentum, Team 1, they're continuing to push. Mevin is down in the yellow, but he's at first, almost second star. Darabus is at 3 stars with Nano and Gun on board. We have Hyper retreating immediately. Looks like Team 2 might just get their west side entirely annihilated by Team 1, especially with the kill on Twitchy Mofo. We do see Rector is falling back. He has to. There's realistically no way he can stay out there because Team 1 is continuing to push. And they're going to try to cut off Rector's base from the remainder of Team 2. There are some units online, a couple of Cougars, some Titans, some Bombers, just something running around, but not looking great for that western front. Hyper has now reached Rector's base with those engineers in tow, just getting out of there. Looks like he that either facility was destroyed or he control-K'd it or something, but it's no longer there. And we do see a couple of cruisers now starting to come online for Team 1. Lots of hover tech actually moving in around the facility, but looks like it's mainly just cruisers out of that anyways. Not building the pseudo-naval units of the hover tech variety of the Riptides. They're just moving around it with their pathfinding and whatnot. And now that western side looks a little empty, Corsairs are inbound, or Nathas. Corsairs or Nathas. Or inbound, these are Nathas. I always want to say Corsairs. I feel like that's just the common one. Anyway, Darius is going to get shot by a couple of them, but again, he does have nano. He's sitting at 4-star vet now. He is going to lose some hit points, but he stays in the green. We should see some ASFs. There's also some AA in the area as well. Rector is now engaging Mevin's commander, and overcharging that engineer was not necessary. That's definitely overkill for a lonely little engineer, even if it was a T3 engineer. I feel like that's a little overkill. There is a Harbinger inbound, and more of them are inbound, so Rector might just kill off Mevin here. We do see some Nathas are going to assist with Mevin's destruction. Going to go away from Darius just because he has the nano, and it's going to keep him alive even longer. ASFs are inbound to clean up the skies. Mevin's dropping hit points pretty close to 4,000 and falling. We do see the shield is still holding on for Rector. He does have to be careful. He's pushing in. And Team 1 could have a trap for him, but it looks like he's going to either let Mevin get escape, or he's just going to not push at least that vector. He might try to go westward to go after BRS, but again, that would put his comm fairly far forward, and 2 players are already dead for Team 2 before 20 minutes. Probably not the best idea, just going to be out in the open, and especially that far forward. We have advanced nano started for Darius to give him a ton of hit points and regen. Gun started for BRS, probably nano afterwards, I would surmise. We do see his facilities in the middle now being pushed back by some Titans from Team 2's Spectre Slave, who took over for Twitchy Mofo. And then still no movement outbound from Green Hat's comm, either one way or the other. He's still hanging out over here, but looks like he is pushing that upper plateau section, which is nice because it's essentially going on Team 1's side now. Team 2 has been slightly pushed back, but again, not really anything between that and that anyways, so there's really no loss up there in the northeast anyways. Again, it's a small corridor. It's a 1v1. Not a lot of movement up here. We do see a little bit of some Vipers getting on some action against the Liberator's stuff up there. But again, it's so far and removed. It's kind of like the southwest corner I was talking about. Because it's so far and removed from the majority where players are sending units and comms and whatnot. I mean, yes, you don't want to lose it, and it is important. Every mechs, every mass, it makes a difference. But there are some sections of the map that can kind of just be written off. And some of those corners usually fall victim to that, especially when there's just a bunch of mountains there and you can't use them anyways. We do see TAC missile started for Team 1's Mevin. He already has T2, so it's going to load a little bit quicker. And then we do see the advanced nano only at 13%. You see the engineers, again, even though they have hover and can't be hit by torpedoes, they can still be hit by other things. And looks like the Titans from Spectre Slave are not moving in to intercept just yet. Do see some spy planes over the top getting some readout of what Team 1 is up to from Team 2's perspective. This is what they know as of right now. A couple of air scouts just hanging out over there. And then Team 1, this is what they know about Team 2. So I'd say Team 2 is doing better on the scouting, but of course on the comms, not doing as good. In terms of eco, same thing. Team 1 is in the lead, but again, not by much, especially with 6 other players on Team 1. That's about not even 10 mass a second per player. It's essentially nothing. Not nothing, but essentially nothing. We do see Titans engaging some Riptides. Definitely a one-sided affair for that regard. Especially when you add some Percys in the mix. T2 PD being built for BRS to kind of get a nice little central fire base online. He actually has another one over here to the west. So it's kind of nice to have multiple of them so there's no holes, or maybe soon to be no holes. He has facilities pumping out stuff here. Somebody might build one here just because I feel like that might be a hole that Team 2 could exploit, just going straight down that way, avoiding this and avoiding this. Granted, there is an Omni there, to be fair, so that might be something to grab, but at least when you're trying to sneak in and avoid stuff, granted, the Omni is going to prevent that, but in terms of not being there, you might want to go down the middle there. T2 online, I guess, once again for Hyper, that I guess was his old one. He got rid of it or died or something, and now he has a new one. We have Rector and him pushing westward. Looks like the invasion of the comms and forces from Team 1 have kind of died down. And Team 2 is going to start moving in and start reclaiming all of that stuff once belonging to Team 2. We do see some highlights from Thurnus, I believe. Because Rick was... I forget what color he was. I wish he built some wall sections. But Twitchy Mofo is yellow, so I think that's third as Haley. He's making some comment about something. But Chicken is on. Maybe he's talking about this. Chicken is online for Team 2's Hyper, and he's going to build another Chicken. He's going to build an SMD. Good to get a backup on his own base. There's an SMD being built for Spectral Slave here. We do see he's also building an SMD there. Definitely a smart move. So there'll be an SMD in that base, and that base, protecting the back line. And the Liberator's killed off by Hyper 2001 on the northern side of the map. Looks like it was killed off by Natha. So at 19 minutes, Team 1 loses another player. It is now a 5v5 tied-up game once again before 20 minutes. It looks like somebody on... That makes me think it's Team 2 circling those, saying, hey, go after that next. Are some ASFs going to move over there. 1 teleport, 2 kills, says Rick. Talking about Team 2's Hyper and Rekather. Looks like maybe somebody's going to think about teleporting, maybe, possibly, maybe. But, again, by the time teleporter happens, I highly doubt those 2 comms will be there. There is a mech that's now killed off by that missile launcher from Mevin, so TMD is probably going to be built here shortly. Or missile redirect systems. There is a Cybern on each team, so those do exist. And Nano is being built on BRS's comp, but there is a line of units. And that line of units also includes Percy's. And I feel like they are inbound. Are they not going to push? I feel like they have the... No, I guess there's some Othams moving in. There's not a lot of T3 forces online from Mevin. He has his T2 naval headquarters and he's using missiles. He's definitely more conserving his mass and his power, maybe upgrading all of his other mexes or something, but not really pumping in a lot of any T3 units that I've noticed. We do see those forces do engage. Percy's essentially one-tapping all those Othams. Shielding is still online, in range of PD, not the best place to sit. They did wipe out the T2s, and BRS has to cancel that Nano because he was going to get overrun soon. The Harbingers actually fall back. Maybe if they were there, the Percys wouldn't have taken as many losses. It looks like they might lose that fight. Actually, they probably will lose that fight, to be honest. It's actually, Titans and Percys, not just strictly Percys. But the Harbingers will come in and clean everything else up, so that'll be a win for Team 2 nonetheless. I feel like they could have moved in with Spectral Slave's forces, but he was maybe thinking about going this vector with Spectral Slave moving this way, but looks like it just didn't work on the cards at the current time. 20 minutes on the clock. Team 1, 1.2k. Team 2 at 9... That was 900 a second ago. Now it's 1,000, so possibly power-related. Looks like Rick having some connection issues, so they're asking him to leave. It is unfortunate when you die early and you want to stick with the rest of the game, hype up with pings and intelligence and all that stuff. But if connection is causing some issues, then the noble thing is to leave, and I do appreciate those players that do leave, because they make the in-game enjoyable for other players in that way. So we do see, looks like Twitchy has tracked the location of the missile launcher. Is going to wipe out more. That's a T3 land headquarters. It's not a T3 land facility. It's not a headquarters, so it's not a huge loss. It's still a loss though. Harbingers is going to clean up this. There's a Team 1 PD still there, and when I say still there, I meant it was there about a second ago. And then missile launcher still being fired upon Rekather's position mainly. We do see Darabus is now over here to the middle where Thurnus Haley died, or near where Thurnus Haley died. That chicken has now been circled by Team 2. I don't know where it's going. It's going somewhere. No idea where. It looks like it's maybe going to go this way, right down that hole. Percy says Blarg. No idea. Maybe he's talking about some Percy. Oh, those are Titans. I don't know what he's talking about. And those Harbingers are continuing to push. Team 1's BRS is getting some defenses online, some shielding, some PD. He has some Othams being spammed up. There's also a Percy or 2 mixed in there, gifted over from somebody on Team 2. So nice little gifting of control for units there. And any surprises in the southeast corner? No nukes yet from Hyper, but I'm waiting for it. For those of you who don't know, Hyper likes to build nukes, and I don't know if that's his calling card, but I don't know, it's kind of like Fur building Billy nukes. I think I might make it his calling card, not intentionally, but when I point it out, eventually it might just be. So again, I'm not trying to influence him or anything, or influence anybody, but when somebody builds the same thing every match, you're kind of trending in that direction. Again, it doesn't have to be every match, but pretty darn close. Anyway, my rambling aside, we do see some forces inbound from BRS down the middle here. There are A lot of TMD, not a lot of ground forces, and there are some Cougars and AA guarding the forces moving in. Ravager or two are being built. We do see some Triads also being built to augment those defenses, so might be fine. Emphasis on the word might. But the Harbingers from Team 2's Regular just run right through that base. There are some PD being spammed as quickly as possible. We have BRS pops out of the water and goes, oh, that was a very bad decision because he drops hit points incredibly quickly and he gets killed off for it. He can't get in the water fast enough. And now for the first time in the game at 23 minutes, almost about halfway through, Team 2 is now in the lead for comms left alive. We have Daravis again at the advanced nano, 50,000 hit points with a gun on board and 250 regen. He gains a huge portion of the map in terms of forces and units and whatnot. He now has a nuke that's almost loaded, ready to go. Team 1 in the northwest corner, I don't see anything much yet. Looks like some more air grids are being built. But definitely wants to be careful if he stays there long term, because now he is on quad base, and that's a lot of eco. He is starting to lose some eco, though. Those Harbingers continuing to run by. We do see tons of engineers moving in to, looks like maybe load the nuke from... Whose base was that? Was that... No, BRS was down there. Was that Rick? Looks like he gifted over a base to Ruling. So now Ruling has the eastern side of the map. Air fight happens over the top of where the chicken kind of is. Chicken is going northward. Looks like he's going after Mevin's base. Again, that nuke would definitely be a better target to go after, and it has been spotted, to be fair, but there's a lot of gunships overhead. Again, it's a lot of T3 restores, so firepower on the ground isn't great, but again, it is chewing through that bar decently quick. Those Harbingers continuing their rampage northward, and again, those cruisers still being annoying for Team 2, but it's not as bad as it once was, because the TMD and shield and the whatnot. But we do have that chicken going to get into a P-gen. I feel like it may have been able to get to that nuke, but there was a chicken built just recently, so maybe not. It's not great chicken. It might kill off the land headquarters, maybe. Harbingers are getting bullied by some Corsairs. They kill off another mechs. Team 1 has lost a lot of eco. Again, pretty much the entirety of BRS's main base, plus this 5-star mech position that I didn't notice until right recently, which is right now. And then more and more mechs now for Team 1's Blarg. So not looking good. Team 2 1.5k to Team 1's 1.1. Ruling's at 500 mass income. Mevin's at 28. Again, that's partially driven by the fact that he's lost essentially all of his core mexes at this point. He keeps that T3 P-gen, so that's good. And then everybody else in the game. Oh no, we do see Spectre's almost at 500, so catching up to Ruling. Nuke is inbound. This might be the first and most important nuke. I guess every nuke is important, but usually the first one is like the big one. And it's going eastward. It's going to kill off this base. Is it going to land? It is going to land, unfortunately, for Team 2's Amaterasu. But he's not there. So he's not going to die. He thinks it's inbound. He's moving just in case. That eastern base will get killed off. But again, it's definitely a huge kill box over here to the northeast. So I highly doubt we'll see troop movements up there to the northeast. Maybe some air units, but nothing on the ground. It's just too hard to move around. Looks like he was going to build some mass fabs, but that's not happening. Oh, maybe it still will. Kaboom! Loses 4 mexes? 5 mexes. 1, 2, 3. Is that a mex there? Oh, there is a mex there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mexes. That one survives. Obviously, his headquarters and everything. So he's going to be out of the fight for a while, but he's not out of it just yet. At 26 minutes on the clock, Team 1 again at 1.2, Team 2 1.5. Team 1 has lost BRS, the Liberator, and Rick. Team 2 has lost Twitchimofo and Thurnus, making this a 4v5 in favor for Team 2 at 26 minutes. So it's about a little bit over the halfway mark, if my memory is correct about the time code on the replay and the whatnot. But Team 1 is definitely in defense mode, especially for Daravis. Again, that's why he gifted over the eastern side. So one player had the east, one player had the west, one player has the middle, one player has the air, for the most part. So divvying up all of the responsibilities, definitely a good move. That way there's not a lot of running around and wasted APM and whatnot. Shield, not online for Spectre Slave's Fat Boy, so that obviously means power issues, which is entirely correct. Because that's the only thing that can... Unless he turned it off for whatever reason, but I highly doubt anybody would turn that off. And he is a Seraphim doing UEF things in Twitchy Mofo's old base. So I guess technically he's still UEF doing UEF things, but like pseudo UEF doing UEF things. Kind of. It's in his base, or in the old base. So, you know, it kind of works. Do you see some forces kind of scattered over here? There is that chicken from Team 1's Darabus. I don't know if he's building another one back here. No, he did build another one. He's going to build another one. He's going to build more of them. All the chickens. All the KFC. Nuke is a little over half loaded. Killed off almost 60,000 mass with that first nuke, so definitely paid for itself. And the restorers are running amok up here to the northeast. Team 1's ruling has been using those to great advantage. It looks like the air might actually start being favored for Team 2, but the ASFs are nowhere nearby to intercept the ASFs. And again, they are going to get chewed up by those restorers because they have very good AA, but again, it just might come down to the turns. And if the ASFs get there in time, which I doubt it, but looks like they'll lose maybe about half of those gunships. Not terrible. It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's kind of just mid. It's kind of meh. And more gunships. More and more gunships. It would be a lot better if they were broadswords because they don't have a lot of AA weapons, but it's still 6,000 hit points to chew through nonetheless, so you've still got to remember that. At the end of the day, I think both teams are starting to be a little bit more defensive in terms of either their comms or land units or whatever, because, again, it's starting to get into that longer range stage. There's already a nuke online. I wouldn't be surprised. No nuke. No, it's a shield. No nuke yet from Team 2's Hyper. He does have a ARAS being built. We have a satellite already started. Did that get stopped? That is stopped. Why did you stop the laser? Oh, sorry, satellite. Are you doing other things and need power or whatnot? That's why it stopped? And there is that chicken running around. Not many experimentals. It is almost 30 minutes, though. We should be seeing them starting to pop up real quick. And restorers are soon to be dealt with by all the bouncers running around for Team 2's Green Hat up here on this upper plateau. He has been doing pretty well at annoying Team 1 at a minimum up here. He got forces all the way up over here, if I'm not mistaken. So he started poking and prodding up there at a bare minimum. Waiting for seconds to get there, says Darabus. Probably talking about his nuke. And that nuke is almost loaded. SMD should be already in the base and already loaded for everybody at this point. Might be a target here for Team 1 to go after that 5-star mech position there. Nuke is loaded there, and then this is the other. Yep, that nuke's loaded. There isn't a nuke. Oh, there is a nuke there. Kind of nestled in there, but it will load in time. Chicken on that western side. Looks like some spearheads are running amok, and Team 1's kind of done with it. There are some Corsairs inbound. And looks like they actually have a target on those. Oh, no. They thought they were going to go spearheads, but they are not. Oh, it looks like they found a different target in mind. And the Cougars are just going to eat them alive. And the Corsairs eat the Fat Boy alive. They ate the whole ice cream sandwich in one. Almost in. Oh, they did get it in one bite. That also is impressive to eat one of those Fat Boys in one bite. I could maybe imagine like a 4-bite situation. Like you get, essentially quarters, but I couldn't do it in one bite. That's way too big of a sandwich and whatnot. And maybe if you broke down maybe a Klondike bar and kind of just like broke it down instead of it in its more of its square form, make it more of just a mesh and just kind of scoop it. But I like Klondike bars. They're not bad. My problem is that once you bite into one, then it's just a mess. Like it doesn't stay together. The chocolate completely falls apart. The ice cream goes everywhere. And it's good ice cream and it's good chocolate, but it's just it's more messy than just a Fat Boy, which is just the more typical ice cream bar, but it's a little square and it's thicker and all that. Anyway, 2 chickens inbound, another one coming in to reinforce that western side. Team 2 has no experimental now that Fat Boy is dead. They do have a GC being built. It's not going to be built unless it just gets spam built here in about a couple seconds. I highly doubt it's going to be built soon. Lots of engineers over there, so maybe they're building mass extractors. I don't know if that's really worth it. We have some engineers scooping up reclaim, but that GC is about 50% now, and yeah, that chicken is heavily damaged, though, to be fair. There's Percy shooting at it. That'll help out a ton, and looks like maybe the Percys will encourage them to not go southward, which they will grab the first of the 2 chickens. The second chicken is almost in the yellow, And it might go after that GC. Team 2 might lose the GC, but that might be the only thing that they lose, which they'll probably be happy with just that. There's some Nothas inbound from Spectre to assist. Those cruisers still being annoying from Team 1's Mevin. And then where Thurnis Haley died and Rick died, there is some engagements over there. And that second chicken does not eliminate the GC. Look at that. Looks like it's going to go after the mexes. That's probably a little bit more worthwhile. Oh, no, it's going to go after the SMD. Well, let's just scroll over. I was very excited for about 2 seconds. And then, wow. Okay, never mind. Maybe he's just waiting to... Oh, there, of course. I literally... go away for 2 seconds. 2 seconds it takes for me to go, oh, he's gonna fire it, and then he doesn't fire it, and then I go away, and then, oh, look, he's firing it. Nuke is inbound. We know where it's going. It's a little mini YOLO nuke. At least that's the model that they use. At least that's what it looks like. Maybe they elongated the YOLO one a little bit, but it looks pretty much the same. Satellite over the top from Spectre Slave. Don't know what he's up to, but he's doing something with it. And it's going for this base. Recruiter is going to lose that base. That's going to hurt. He's currently sitting at 637. He's producing almost the most... Actually, he's pretty darn close to producing the most mass on Team 2. He's, it's going back and forth between him and Spectre. And another chicken is dead. And another chicken will soon be Team 2's victim. But the nuke is going to have some fun here. Boom. 60,000 almost was the first nuke. Wiped out a decent amount of mixes there from Team 2. Oh, that's not... There it is. Actually, that's 40,000 mass. So we got 20,000 mass almost, less. It could have been all the mass fabs and stuff over here maybe that he killed off. But still, it's 5 mexes. It's the T3 landed quarters. There's a couple of P-gens. It will eat into Team 2's eco nonetheless. It drops Recruiter to about 500. So it took out at least 100 mass. Actually, it's probably more about 120, 140. Probably 120 actually. Ravagers are being spam built. They might kill off the chicken, or at least get it to a point where it can't even engage them anymore, because if it walks up, it'll be dead. And there's also some of those Nothas running around for Hyper. Has he produced his own nuke at this point? He has not. Oh, it's being built. It's not built yet, but it's being built. Another satellite's going to be built. Stop putting it next to P-gens so it doesn't get adjacency. Stop it. Might as well put it here. And then build some shielding around it. Just, no. Stop it. Looks like the more mass fab farms a little bit to the north there. We have another air engagement. Team 2 is getting a huge win here in terms of the engagement. Some AA is coming in to help out Team 1, but that's a lot more dead ASFs for Team 1 than Team 2, and that is an air win. I don't know how much it'll benefit them. A lot of mexes, though, are dead. For Team 1's regular set player Blarg, he has 4 mexes dead here. There's an SMD dead, maybe dead there, and then that mex will die here shortly. So that is a great win for Team 2 as well. They're dropping ecos for both players, both teams. Team 2 will still retain the lead, but it's a lot less than what it once was. A lot of dead mexes over here, of course, on the western side, a little bit more towards the middle. And Team 1 has just lost mexes over here, and then obviously repaired mexes from that Harbinger rush on that western side from Recruiter. Ravagers, that's a lot of them spammed up, and they are ripping everything a new one that comes in within range. There's more mexes being dead over here, though, for Recruiter. He's going to lose on that. He builds an experimental that, or he gets it donated over to him, one or the other. He has 3 Fat Boys currently online, and another satellite is inbound from Team 2 Spectre Slave. He's going to build another one? No. Someone's going to build a bomber, though. Nuke is almost built. It'll be a while before it's loaded. Another chicken being built by Team 2's Spectre. We have another Monkey Lord. I thought is that the same one or a different one that I saw earlier? Maybe it's a different one. Nuke pointed out by Amaterasu, talking about... Yeah, Team 1 already noticed, or Team 2 already noticed that, though. Oh! That's different, though. That's not a nuke there. That's not a nuke, though. And Nuke is inbound from Team 1's Deribus once again. That's going to be his 3rd nuke. I don't know... Oh, it will land over... Oh, no, it will land. That'll be unfortunate for Team 2. Recruiter's getting hit pretty hard on that western side. He hasn't died yet. He's in the pond right now, but it's just one of those things where he's kind of just receiving the brunt of the action because he is just the prominent player on that side, just given he's over there. None of the Fat Boys are going to get hit. He's definitely going to be happy about that. Ooh, it might. Oh, it does clip everything. Couple. Ooh. Ooh. I was going to say maybe he's going to keep those Ravagers, but no, he will not. But the YOLO, most likely, yep, there it is, has been spotted by Amaterasu. We have satellites over top of more P-Gens and now going after SMDs. There's no nuke over on the eastern side unless he built it over here, which I doubt. He's had to repair his stuff for a while, but it will open up that eastern side for the nuke from Hyper to take effect. This team won't have no, they don't have an SMD in the middle, so it's just going to be those main bases. Western side is being hit again with the dead Ravagers, but to be fair, that actually would probably be the best engagement point, is going that way, staying behind the mountain until you just come right around and just bulldoze over those Ravagers. But there are 3 fatties there, so that's probably not going to work. I mean, this one might die. Or there's Percy's inbound, there's other targets to shoot at, and there's also more Percy's being built on board the Fat Boys as well, so there's a lot of firepower going that way, to be fair. Agatha builds another Fat Boy, I imagine. That's number 4 for him. Actually, that's number 5 for him. That's starting to be critical mass for Team 2 at that point. A map like this, you might be able to defend against 4, 5, 6, and 7 is probably where it's like, yeah, that's too much. Shielding is holding over the SMD for Team 1's ruling, but he's really focusing on it. Ooh, Team 2 Spectre really wants it, though. Really, really wants it. We do see the nuke is now at 140 plus thousand. The YOLO, though, is at 50%. Team 2 needs to get on that sooner rather than later, because, yeah, they have SMDs already in place, but every nuke that Team 1 has fired has landed so far, so that trend might continue. Oh, the Fat Boy's going to walk right into a chicken. Oh, that's not good, and that's the one that survived earlier. That one is dead. DE, DOA, DED. Looks like the SM... Oh, it does grab that. Looks like the SMD might actually be the target, though. The SMD is actually fairly new, so it's not super important, but it will get killed off in the Ion Storm from that chicken. So, it killed off a Fat Boy. Gonna kill off an SMD. Not looking good on the Western Front for Team 2. Middle's still of an annoyance, though, and that SMD shield pops back online, but just barely. And Team 2 needs an answer to that YOLO sooner rather than later, because that is going to not feel good here shortly. Well, that's something else. That's going to take a while to build. Might as well funnel that into the YOLO, because it's almost in the green at this point. Yeah, I get it. You want to build your own game ender. Everybody wants to build their own game ender, but at this point in the game, you might as well build something together as a team rather than try to build individual items. Southeast nuke is done and is half loaded for Hyper. And it looks like more mass fabs are being built for him. Another satellite is online. Another one is going to be online. That's a lot of satellites for Team 2. And that force from Ruling is carving through his base for Team 2's Green Hat. There are Percy's inbound, and those are spearheads as well, so they're pumping out a lot of missiles. But to be fair, they will get chewed up pretty quickly from Team 2. Looks like they found a new target to go after. That SMD right there. It is not loaded. There's an SMD there. That one is also not loaded. So there's 2 SMDs not loaded. And there is an SMD there that also is not loaded. And that Monkey Lord, oh, it's going to make a play maybe for that SMD. They want to make sure they have a clear line of sight to that YOLO without worrying about much. And there's not a lot of firepower here. Even given that there's T3 gunships, it's not the broadswords. Don't do a lot of firepower. Well, those don't. At least the restorers. The SMD is down. The SMD is down. Now it just comes down to this SMD, which has none loaded. This SMD... Wait, that one has none loaded? Really? That strikes me as a lot. Maybe they killed off an SMD already, because I feel like that's a little odd. There's 3 SMDs in the vicinity. None of them are loaded. If Team 2's nuke is loaded, it would be the perfect time to go. It's not there yet. It's close, though. Another satellite is inbound. We have a chicken down here. We have 3 fatties? Did he lose another one? No? He scooped up that other one. I definitely thought he had 5. He definitely had 5, and then he lost 1, so he would have had 4. But looks like he lost another one? And Team 1's kind of held off their advancement at this point. We have artillery up here to the upper plateau shooting at Amaterasu's base. Those satellites still having troubles with the shielding, but they're going on the different targets. Oh, there's some P-gens here. That's 10,000 power. Ooh. Ooh, actually, you should probably go after the E storages. They're also volatile. That works. Wiped out 10,000 power. How does Derebus feel about that? Not too happy about it, but
under attack.
Not bad. Okay, Derebus' comm is being hit from somewhere. Oh, he's being shot. Being shot at by the satellite. It's like, where is he being hit from? That would do it. Question mark says Derebus. He's like, what the heck was that about? Yeah. Never mind, sat left, says Mevin. Again, they're targeting that YOLO that he's building. Oh, it's almost done. Yeah, it's going to be close. The shielding is being assisted. The shielding is reducing in its strength, though. Might as well, if he targeted this up here, that's 10,000+ power up there. He could easily target that. Looks like somebody thought of the same thing. I think that was Thurnis who made that comment. Awasa Bomber is online, kills off the wave of Percy. Still has to deal with the wave of spearheads, but not too bad. We do see the nuke is online now for Spectre. This one is almost loaded. Still has a little bit more time to get that thing done. Looks like the YOLO is now completed and will soon start raining its infinite power or infinite damage on Team 2. Technically, it's like 1,000,000 something damage, but nothing in this game has over 160,000. Yeah, no, 170,000, because I think the Megawith has, it starts at 110 and it gets 50%, so yeah, 166 I think is what it ends with. But the shielding maybe starting defending for Dare. Oh, he does get a huge influx of power though from somewhere. YOLO fires its first experimental nuke. It's going straight in the background, so that's going to be interesting. It will get shot down. I don't even need to look at things to tell that. Shielding is, it's staying. It's a lot of assistance going down for that shielding. Front line, back and forth on the western front. Another satellite is inbound. Eastern side, not really a whole lot. GC's kind of getting bullied by restorers. It's just standing there taking the damage. And there's one shot. And there's the second shot from the SMD. Team 2's got to know about it. I mean, they know about it. But the nuke is inbound. It is inbound from Hyper. Where is it going, though? It's going for this base. It's going to wipe out some stuff for Ruling, but not for Derebus. That's the main threat at this point. And what's funny is that nuke would have not landed. Nuke is inbound once again. Again, those things load very quickly. It's going for this base. SMDs are being spammed up as quickly as possible. There's 4 there. They have a little bit of a buffer, but not that big of a buffer for Spectre. It's going to come down to, I think, maybe a minute or two about how fast they can kill this thing off. More shields are being built. As in, they're assisting this shielding. You really want this one, but they're not chewing through. There's just so much assistance. And there goes the nuke. Wipes out that for Ruling. 42 minutes on the clock. Laser might be the sacrifice play for Green Hat. He needs to get that online soon. Team 2 is going to suffer under the weight of that YOLO soon. Well, they are suffering now. It's just not going to be apparent till later. Almost, says Blarg. What's he saying almost about? What? Talking about the shielding, maybe? Maybe. There's 5 of them over there. Look at that. 5 satellites, and they cannot kill off that shielding. Very impressive for those engineers, of course. Oh, please hit the... I was going to say, please hit the satellite, but that's not going to happen. Laser is done. He's going teleport. He's going to try to go for it. He is going to try to go for it. He's going to continue targeting this base with the satellites, I would imagine. He has 3 loaded there. He's going to build another satellite and just keep building him and keep building him and keep building him. How's his power doing? He has to keep power positive or bad things happen. So, oh, that's going to help out a little bit. That one's depleted, though. Next one comes in, wipes that one out. So he has still 2 more loaded and that one SMD protecting his Novaxes. Still chewing through that. And I know it's not a lot of power, but he can get a little bit from this. Oh, okay. Now you can just look at that. Be like, oh, I came up with that idea. But yeah, it's okay. 44 minutes on the clock. ASFs from Team 2 are here. They just have not. Oh, the Awasa bomber got shot down. I was like, why are they over there? That's why they're over there. Teleporter is done. He's gotta go for it. He's gotta go for something. There's a lot of PD here. I think even if he takes out maybe a shield generator or two, that might be enough. Oh, it's down, but the shield generator itself is protected. Yeah, that's where you gotta layer those shielding. SMDs are depleting. It's gonna be close. I think they'll get maybe one more YOLO shot down, and that might be it. Because they're depleting very quickly. Detected. Still going to the same location, 44 minutes on the clock. I think once the satellites fall, I think that's the end of Team 2. Unless some, huge play happens. There it is. There's the teleport. There's tons of PD there. SMD dead, says Ruling. Oh, maybe just land on the SMDs at that point, but there's two of them there. He might kill off all the engineers with the explosion at the bare minimum. That might actually be the play. Kill off all the engineers. They do grab the power a little bit to the north, though. Oh, there's another shielding being built. There's the teleport. Immediately gets killed off, but all the engineers are dead. All the engineers are dead. That is a sacrifice play if that's what that... No, that's not if that's what that is. That is what that is. And now they just gotta strip those shielding very quickly and wipe it off the map. Another one's gonna be fired. I think that's from Team 2? That's from Team 2, actually. Oh, there's another... No, that one's actually loaded. Why haven't they fired that one yet? That strikes me as a little odd. There's the YOLO. Fusions. We're going to go down. That's going to erupt everything. The nuke gets destroyed before it fires. Oh, that's got to hurt. SMD goes down. Ooh, that might be it. A nuke from Team 2 is inbound to the western side. Looks like they're building... The Athotha's over there. Actually, it's going to land short. Oh, wipes out a ton of defenses. Allows Team 2 to move in. There's one more SMD here. That one's over here, but that one is loaded. And there goes all the shielding. That's it. The YOLO's dead. It's going to fire one more payload, maybe. Oh, it gets the shield comes back online. Ooh. Ooh, it's going to be close. There's how many satellites in orbit? Or in station? 6? Oh yeah, good luck. Good luck keeping that thing at bay. It's a lot of firepower. And gone. Yep. Immediately. They're going to rebuild it immediately. They're going to build a T2. Sorry, we're going to build a T3. They're all firing at the same time. YOLO is reloaded. And I know I'm focusing on just this, but this is a crucial moment. Strategic launch. Nuke is inbound. It's going for that same location. Are there SMDs loaded? I don't know. And there's the explosion. I missed it. Apologies, but there it goes. It gets one YOLO out. And that is it. Paragon to the north might be the next target. Maybe if they noticed it. Oh, it might even just be Ruling's commander at that point. Oh, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, but hold on to that. Team 1 might be targeting Mevin at this point. He does have Billy Nuke. He is taking some damage. And, oh, it's going to get... Ooh, it's going to be close. Oh, there's the two fire. There it is. Team 1's... Mevin is destroyed by the GC from Amaterasu. Just walks up and comes, says hi. 47 minutes. Team 2's Green Hat notices the Paragon, but at that point, I don't think it's going to matter. You have 6 satellites in orbit. Or sorry, in orbit. Low orbit or whatever. And then there's the retreat. Yeah, Team 1 at that point knew it. It's not going to be that much longer. And that's the win. That sacrifice by death by Disco Lady. I'm the best. MVP. Honestly, as much as he didn't do a whole lot in the game, in terms of impactfulness throughout the game, the sacrifice play from Green Hat, killing off all of the engineering support for that YOLO, I think was the one move that allowed, at least at that point, to allow Team 2 to kill off the YOLO. Because the engineers were keeping those shielding online and stable. And it was, 6 satellites over the top? And it wasn't until the engineers were killed off that's when the shielding and everything broke. So he comes in, he sacrifices himself, kills off all the engineers, and then the satellites come in and wipe everything else out. So honestly, I think most impactful move of the game goes to Green Hat. I'd say maybe Mup maybe goes to him just because that one move. Maybe most underrated player award. But MVP, I mean, I don't want to give it to just the guy who built 6 satellites because satellites are nice to have. I mean, but besides that, I don't really know who else to give it to be honest. I mean, Rekather did a pretty good job back and forth on the western side. You had Amaterasu was finally broken through, but I mean, it take pretty much all game to do that, and a nuke. So I might have to give it to Spectral Slave because of the satellites, because it was realistically the telemazer that didn't actually kill anything besides the engineers with its death explosion, and then the satellites that won the game for Team Two, at least in terms of the back end of the game, in terms of the game ender and all that stuff. So let me know down in the comments who you would pick for MVP. Again, definitely without Green Hat's move, I don't think Team Two would have won that game. Just because the YOLO was, I mean, they were spending all of their resources on getting the SMDs loaded and satellites. Those are the two things he was spending it on. Air was kind of there, kind of not there for both teams. You had land back and forth. You had land incursion in the north, so that probably would have gotten to maybe here. Maybe it would have chewed through this base and kind of been destroyed to the point where it's not going to get that far. But anyway, it would have gone on longer for sure. But I do think that 1-2 punch from Team Two was the winning move right there. And then you saw it. One player died, and then everybody else left. So realistically, that's pretty much it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. As always, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see all of you in the next one.